Guys, welcome back to A Little Less Lisa. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I am currently on a health, wellness, fitness, weight loss journey. I'm pretty much at the end of the weight loss phase of this journey. I've been in maintenance for about 6 or 7 weeks now, maybe even 7 or 8 weeks, and things are going pretty well. I am 57 years old and I lost a little over 50 pounds through diet, exercise, and the help of a GLP-1 medication. So if that is content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would join me here. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload videos. And with that introduction, let's get into how this week went. So as a reminder from last week, I continued to take 2.5 milligrams. So again, as a little refresher, I was taking some medication that had been in my refrigerator that I believe, after kind of looking back and some of the feelings that I was experiencing those couple weeks that I was using that medication, I realized that it was probably expired. I don't think it hurt me at all. I just think that the efficacy wasn't there. It was not an effective medicine anymore. I basically had punctured the seal on the medicine. I had used it before going on a trip and then put it in our main refrigerator and it got pushed to the back. I completely forgot about it. Then I found it and started using it again, not even thinking about the fact that I had punctured the vial like 3 months prior. So I don't think that it was working. So I feel like I maybe didn't have medication for a few weeks in my system, or a level of medication that didn't have a whole lot of efficacy. So I decided to do a couple weeks of 2.5 before going back up to my 5 milligram normal dose, just because I didn't, kind of want to shock my system. So I did that. So last week was my second week of doing 2.5. And I will say I was experiencing some of the things that I was experiencing the week prior. So, still feeling a little snacky, I would say, feeling some hunger, which I don't have a problem feeling hunger. Not super thrilled with the sort of snacky, walking into the pantry, looking around, sort of trying to see if there's something I want to eat. And thankfully, we basically have nothing in our pantry right now. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things in our pantry, but nothing really to eat, It's like a lot of baking products and extra sauces and pasta and, things like that. There's not really any like snacky food, thankfully. I desperately need to go to Sam's or Costco, but I'm not going to do that till the end of this coming week. So yeah, we're just kind of doing without at the moment. So thankfully there hasn't been a lot, although I did 2 times make some microwave popcorn. I've kind of had a craving for popcorn lately. I don't know if it was a result of going to the Yankees-Royals playoff game that we went to and having popcorn at the game, but yeah, I ate probably maybe a third of the bag, and that I was fine with that, and it was good. But I've definitely, like I said, found myself sort of meandering into the kitchen and, like I said, opening the fridge, opening the pantry, and just sort of seeing what's there. So, like I said, not a huge fan of that feeling. I wouldn't say that I'm hearing food noise, so it's not like I'm thinking a lot about, what can I eat? What is there to eat? I mean, I guess I am sort of thinking those things, but certainly not to the extent that I was before being on a GLP-1 medication. But I'm hoping that by moving up to my normal dose, that feeling will taper off a little bit, because I really don't like that feeling. I want to eat when I'm hungry, and I want to eat an appropriate amount. I want to make sure I'm getting my nutrients, etc., which is something we'll talk about in a minute. But I don't like that, like I said, sort of foraging kind of behavior that I feel like I've been exhibiting a little bit this last week or two. So let's talk about what I did eat or didn't eat this week and my thoughts about it. So just so you know, I am drinking a Fairlife protein shake here because I'm not tracking, guys, and we talked about that, I think, over the last few weeks, that I'm really not tracking anything, and I feel good about that from the standpoint of I don't feel panicky about it. I'm not concerned that I'm going to overeat if I don't track things. But, and there's a big but here, I do feel like I'm not getting in now what I need to get in. So before, when I was tracking, everything that I was eating, I was very conscientious about making sure that I got all of my protein in. And now, because I'm not tracking it, I'm really not, I'm not keeping track of it, but I also know that I'm not making a conscious effort to get my protein in. Yes, I always drink my protein coffee. That is pretty much non-negotiable for me, and that will probably not, I can't say forever, but I've been drinking it for 4 years, over 4 years, like 4.5 years now, and I love it. So I'm not going to give up that, and that's 30 grams of protein. And if I drink another one like this, if I drink this too, that's another 30 grams. But honestly, I kind of forgot that I even had those. They weren't in the refrigerator for a while. I think maybe David drank one, and so I didn't replace them. They were in the pantry, and I kind of forgot. So I haven't been drinking those. I haven't really been drinking my clear protein either, my Seek protein. And because of that, if I had to guess, I'm probably not getting more than, I would say, 60 grams at the most in protein each day. And that's not enough for me to, do what I want to do, which is continue to build lean muscle mass, obviously preserve the lean muscle mass that I have now. I don't want to lose any more. I'm not trying to lose weight at all now. But I want to preserve and build, and I can't do that with eating enough protein. And so I'm a little concerned about that. And so I'm trying to figure out, and I welcome your suggestions in the comments, please, of how I can track so that I know that I'm getting enough protein, or so that I'm more focused on it, but yet not tracking every bite of food that goes in my mouth. And I don't really know how to accomplish both. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, obviously I could just track only things that I'm eating that have protein in it, and I guess I could do that. Maybe I answered my own question there. I don't know, but like I said, let me know your comments. Let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions, any thoughts, what you think would be helpful. Because, like I said, I don't want to spend the rest of my life tracking what I'm eating. Because one, it's not sustainable, and two, I don't want to do that. Because it's interesting, even though we talk about the fact that we don't hear food noise anymore, the fact of the matter is, if you are tracking everything you're eating, you are still really thinking about food. It's not just a eat when you're hungry and you don't even think about it and it doesn't really matter and whatever, right? When you're trying to lose weight, you have to keep track of what you're eating. You have to be in a calorie deficit, regardless of the medication or not. You have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. And so if you're not tracking, you really don't know if you're in a calorie deficit. And like I said, people who don't struggle with their weight, people who, have never had a weight issue, who, I know this is not the correct term, but I'm going to use it anyway, but people who I consider normal in relation to their relationship with food and their weight and all that kind of thing, they don't think about food. And I don't think they think about it, they certainly don't think about it like we do, from the standpoint of, oh my gosh, I ate this, so now I can't eat that. And oh, there's this in the kitchen and I really want to go eat that, but I shouldn't eat that. And, we're going to go out to dinner tonight. What can I eat? Let me look at the menu. Oh my gosh, now I ate that. And so I just ruined my diet. Like all those things that go through our head when we struggle, and what GLP-1 medication helps us with, those people don't have. And they also don't have, like I said, they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, you're hungry, okay, you go eat something, and you eat something until you're full, and then you're done, and that's it. There's none of that like mental gymnastics, as I would call it. Apologies for the siren that's going on in the background, but I do have the window open because it's nice outside. So yeah, there's none of that mental gymnastics that we go through. But like I said, even though I may not have that mental gymnastics thing happening anymore because the medicine helps me, tame that and do away with that, I'm still having to think about what I'm eating, right? Because I need to be conscious of my water, and I need to be conscious of how many calories I'm eating, and I need to be conscious of making sure I get enough protein in. So because of that, I'm still very focused on food. It's just in a different way. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below if that makes sense. Because like I said, I think the mental gymnastics part of food noise goes away, but you are still, when you are in a weight loss phase, still very focused on food. So my point is, I don't want to have to do that, obviously, for the rest of my life. I don't want to track my food. But I also feel like, I guess in this kind of beginning maintenance phase and really kind of getting my footing and making sure that I'm on a good path for the future, I still do, I guess, need to focus somewhat on what I'm eating. So I guess my point is, I don't think it's an all or none kind of thing. So maybe, like I said, I need to focus on my protein. The other thing that I don't think I'm doing a good job on is getting my water in. I have really let that whole thing go lax. I was really, really good about making sure that I always got like at least 96 ounces of water in a day. And I do still drink quite a bit at night, which is really probably stupid because then I'm up all night going to the bathroom. But yeah, I'm guessing that probably now I'm getting there's certainly some days that maybe I'm getting 80 ounces in, but if I had to guess, I'm probably getting closer to maybe like 64 ounces, which, thinking back to sort of the Weight Watchers days and the old school dieting and things, the, many, many years of that I did, they always said 8 glasses of water a day, which would be 64 ounces. So maybe that's not so bad, but it just don't feel like I'm getting enough water. So maybe if I track protein and water, we'll see. Maybe I will focus on that this week. And next week when I do my check-in, I will report back and we can see how I did. Now, unfortunately, I'm already a couple of days into my week when I'm filming this. So yeah, we'll see. But I would like to focus on it more because I do think that it has taken quite a downturn since not focusing on it. So other than, those things, not getting enough protein and not getting enough water and how I'm going to deal with that, my week went, pretty well. I did only get 2 workouts in this past week. I did 1 Sesh app workout. If you're not familiar with the Sesh app, because I am a patient of Friday's Health, and that's where I get my GLP-1 medication from, they have a partnership with Sesh Fitness, and they have an app, and so there's an 8-week free program that as a patient of Friday's Health you can use. It's specifically geared for GLP-1 medication patients. There's a home version, there's a gym version. I am an advocate for Friday's Health, just as an FYI. So if you have been thinking about a GLP-1 journey, I would highly recommend Friday's Health. You guys know, I think they're fantastic. I think they are one of the only telehealth companies around that really take a holistic approach to the patient. They are one of the only ones that have an insurance concierge team, so that if you are trying to get your insurance to cover medication, if you want to be on name brand, they're one of the only telehealth companies that are still providing that service. So like I said, highly recommend them. And if you want to save, I think it's $20 on your first month now, use the code Lisa when you go check out, and that will save you some money on your first month. There's always a link in my description box, so check that out, like I said, if you're interested. But I love the fact, like I said, that I get access to this free workout, which is great because it tells me exactly what to do, how many reps, all those things. It gives me videos so I know what the form is supposed to look like, etc. So I did one sesh app video, and that was, I think, an upper body. And then I did do one Pilates session, which was fantastic. This guy, I've gone to him twice now, and he is like such a good teacher, and wow, was I sore the next day and the day after. Like, so much ab work. So, I mean, just, yeah, I really felt that. I think it's like the next step up is what the class is, so, which is good because, you know, I need to be challenging myself, which is great. But I did only get 2 workouts in. It's just been it was a really crazy week at work last week, and so I didn't have a whole lot of extra time. But yeah, other than that, it went well. It was interesting. Some things happened last week which gave me an idea for a video that you're going to see. And it's basically a video about all of the things that I don't do anymore because of being on a GLP-1 medication and because of losing weight. And like I said, there was just a couple things that happened that as I was doing them, I thought to myself, wow, I haven't done this in a really long time, and why is that? And anyway, so stay tuned for that video. It's good. I just took some notes on it, and I'm excited to film that. But for numbers, even though we're not talking about numbers, I am back to in my maintenance weight range. So again, as a reminder, last week I did tell you that I dipped a little bit below my maintenance range. This week when I weighed in, I was back into that range, so that's great. I am happy about that. Like I said, I really don't want to focus on my weight, and I am thinking that maybe in a few weeks, like maybe I'll continue weighing myself on a weekly basis through the end of November, and then because actually I'm going to be out of the country on vacation, so my husband and I are actually going to Asia for almost a month, that will kind of be a good way to, it's not that I don't feel chained to the scale at all. Like I really don't. I'm not beholden to it. You know, I don't dread getting on the scale, but I also, like I said, I'm not fixated on the scale at all. But I just, you know, I would maybe like to even get out of the habit of weighing myself weekly and just going back to what I did for many years when I was maintaining a healthy weight, of just kind of relying on my clothes to tell me, you know, you might be up a few pounds, or, you know, maybe I'll go to like weighing myself once a month, something like that. But obviously I'm not going to weigh myself while I'm on vacation. One, because I'm on vacation, and two, it's not the same scale. So I never like to weigh myself when it's not my scale, because different scales weigh you differently, and that can play with your head. So anyway, so yeah, we'll kind of see where that goes, but back into the maintenance range and happy to be there. So I think that's about it. I think that does it for my weekly check-in for this last week. Like I said, I did go ahead and move back up to 5 milligrams. So far, so good. I haven't, you know, experienced any side effects, nothing out of the ordinary or nothing unusual. So I think that's good. And yeah, we'll see just kind of how the hunger is, how the desire to snack is, and see how that plays out now that I'm back up to 5 milligrams. So thanks so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below how your journey is going. I always love to hear how you guys are doing. And again, please feel free to ask me any questions. I cannot give you medical advice, but I can certainly give you some perspective from somebody who has been on this journey now for a little over 6 months. So if you enjoyed the video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And like I said in the beginning, if you like this kind of content, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload videos. I would love to see you back here. If you haven't had enough of me quite yet, you want to watch some more videos, there'll be another video over here in the corner that you can click on and watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.